Welcome back everyone to Schmattz Outdoors. It is warm out here. It's middle of the summer here, kind of mid-July. Got a call from the county. They're having trouble with beaver plugging up a culvert here. We're going to kind of show you what we got going on. I don't have high hopes. They've been messed with a little bit. They dug out their plug of the culvert here once and they don't look like they put too much back. None of the sign is terribly fresh, but they asked me to come set some traps, so I got 4 set in here. I only got a few days to check them. I can't, check them only basically just over the weekend here because I got other stuff going on. So today is Thursday night. We're gonna check Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pull Sunday. So all right, what we got going on here is this is a big wildlife area, public hunting area. And then there's a culvert, or 2 culverts actually, one little one down lower that runs under to about right here. And then over this way, right where this sign is, there's a bigger one runs there to right over here. So this one, the bigger one is like 5 feet or 4 feet above the water. A few years ago, they literally had the road flooded over right down here. So they're afraid that's going to happen again here. Basically the same situation. The beaver had built a house over here that year, like literally right here. And I come and I trapped a pair of beavers out here. They dug it out, cleaned it out, and we were good to go for a while. But I think over like the last 10 years, I think I've trapped beavers right in this area. I think this is the 3rd time for sure, if not the 4th time. And right on this side of the road, you can kind of see the darker cattails go out to the slough. I caught in the blizzard one year, about halfway down this, I had basically a trail set. Where the water was running, it kind of funneled down, and I had my trap completely submerged and then had a log laying over it, so a dive set. It's one of the only times I've ever used a dive set, but made a dive set, and it was, like I said, a blizzard. So I come down here, literally was gonna pull the trap, and I had that 71.6 pounder in there, so almost 72 pounder. He was about, I don't know, about right in here. But again, none of these cattails were here that year. It was all cleaned out. They had actually dug with a backhoe out all the way out to the slough to try and get the water to drain. So the water drains from behind me through this culvert and then out into this big slough, and then it goes out over on that side of the slough. And then a few years ago, there was a beaver house like right over here, just on my side of the slough. And then the next year it was over here, but there was no feed bed, and I'd have had to walk. The year they were over here, I was gonna trap them, but it's like a 1/4 mile from where the house was up to the road, and from the private land on that side over there, like where these trees are, that's the edge of the private. It was like a 1/4 mile over this way to get to them. So I had intentions of coming after ice so I could walk on the ice out there. And when I come and scouted it one night, and there was like no bubbles coming in and out of the house. So I don't know if they were even in there. So I didn't trap them. I don't want to trap every beaver too, and they're in this big wildlife, so they're not really hurting nothing until they do this. So I think what they basically do, this creek keeps flowing, I mean, for miles and miles and miles, and gets down to a big lake. And I think the beaver just slowly migrate themselves up here and create little, colonies and just keep dispersing. So middle of the summer here, I'm assuming a 2-year-old moved in here. Just the sign looks like maybe one. I'm hoping a pair, but we'll see. I think it might be just one if I catch any here. So what they have is right down in here. It's right here. It's hard to kind of see, but they got about a foot tall dam, if not 1.5 feet. So what I did is right here, I broke it and I put a foothold there. And I actually put right above my foothold, I actually put a cattail like the brown fuzzy part of a cattail with a little bit of castor about 6 inches above the water. And then I got that on a drowning set. This water's deep enough, it should drown them. So I got 1 foothold with a drowning set here going this way. And then on this side of the road, which is over here, is where most of the sign is and where they're plugging the culvert up. We're gonna show you up high a little bit, and then I'll walk down in there a little. So what there is there's a bigger slough over here, and then it actually comes and then it kind of snakes through here. So right down in about here, I walked kind of up the middle to see what I could see for sign, following the flowing water. And about right in here, I put in a blind set, conibear half submerged, you know, so that's the law here in Minnesota. Like 330's got to be half submerged or above the rivets, so it's probably actually more than that even. Just the water's most of a foot deep, so I didn't push my H-stand, you know, all the way tight to the bottom, but I got it propped up. It's nice and solid in the cattails with the springs in the cattails, and there was only like an 8-inch wide channel where you could tell looked like everything's been swimming through there, so hopefully that will pinch them down right through the trap. Bingo bango, and we'll have a beaver caught. So right here's the culvert, the smaller one of the two. The bigger one's up over here high and dry. And what they did is they plugged all these cattails here. We're in the end of this culvert, you know, they just plug it up. So it's a 24-inch culvert. The water is like 18 inches deep right here. And what I did, so like I said, I walked down the channel a ways, I mean, maybe 100 feet up there, and put a conibear, you know, half submerged. Basically, you know, you can even see like here, it's not that wide. It's only 2 feet wide here, but I got up in there where it was real narrow. Right over here, it actually looked like the beaver was setting. If I go this way. Yeah, so right here, there's a rock. And it looks like the beaver's been setting on that rock. And then just below it, it looked like they got a few little trees cut and sitting there and a few chewings. So I actually put a foothold on with a castor mound right there. And then right over here, there's a lot of rocks and stuff here, and I can't see them, so I'm trying not to fall. Right here, it looks like they had a trail coming out, going right here, and then right here is the big culvert. So it kind of comes out and then right down in here. So I put a castor mound with a half submerged 330 right down here. My trap is right there, it's the top of it. Castor mound is right here. So again, I got them kind of funneled in here to a castor mound over on that side, dam brake set on that side of the road, and then a blind set up here. So I don't know if the beaver move through here in the next essentially 3 nights. So Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night is basically when I got to get them caught. If they move through here, hopefully those sets will work. I don't really have any curiosity lures right now because I used what I had doing nuisance beaver this spring, but it's hot. It was 80 degrees when I left the house to come down here. So, and it's cooling off a little and there is a little breeze, but it's hot out here. So I think that's all I got. Like I said, hopefully there's a beaver caught over here in the morning and one caught right here in the morning. If I catch, you know, the beaver out of here, I think there's only 1, maybe 2 at most. But again, there is this slough up here, and then there's actually another slough down the road further that kind of snakes around and gets back up to the road again. They could be in either one of those sloughs. This creek keeps going like up along this fence line where all these trees are. It kind of follows that fence line, goes to the north, and then they're in this big slough over here. Who knows if they're it right here. I'm hoping by knocking the dam it might lower the water enough to get them coming over here just to check it out. Or even like if they are down below here. I walked in the middle of these cattails 2/3 the way out to the slough, and then I basically run out of, the channel was real defined where the water was running until I got out there, and then all of a sudden it was going like under some cattails or something. I couldn't really figure out where it was going again, so I just walked out and come back to the truck. So I thought maybe I'd be able to find if there was a house like right by the end of it or something down there, some chewings, but I didn't find nothing that way. So I think they're behind me in the, you know, in this slough back here. But again, they do got the dam, and it's 2.5 feet deep on that side of the road with the little dam they have. So they could be in a bank den or something over here. There's obviously no house that I can find. There's really minimal chewing, even like sticks or anything. And again, there's really no trees. You kind of look, there's no trees until you get way over by this fence line. There's no trees. There's a few small cottonwoods up over here, which I could see them maybe chewing on. Tomorrow, if we don't have anything caught, I might actually walk around over on this side of this slough and just see if I could see any chewings on any of them trees or they're clipping them off. If I do, I'll put like a trail set or something over there, or maybe even caster mount set over there too. But I think that's all I got for you right now. Like I said, we'll see you guys in the morning. I'm gonna try and come down here right away because it's hot out here, and if I do catch beavers, I can get them taken care of while it's still a little cooler. But all right, I hope to see you guys in the morning. All right, welcome back, guys. First check here. It's Friday morning and we connected. Again, what we got a big slough here. This channel kind of runs around down, it heads that way down into this slough. On this side of the road past my truck, there's culvert over there, and the beavers plugged up the culvert with cattails over there. I was even debating whether it was even beaver sign, but once I got down in the water, there was a few little sticks cut off over there. But we got an issue here. My set did not work like it was supposed to. And we'll show you what I'm talking about here. Oh, now he's gonna try and dive. As you can see up on the hill, there's all kinds of shit tore up over there. Well, my beaver's still alive. He just dove under the water right here. I had a brick right out here in the deepest water, and what I had is right over here. I don't know how far he can get, so I don't know really where he went, but you can see he knocked all the grass down up here or whatever. It looks like he'd been up on the bank a ways. What I had is basically a dam break set right here, and I had it maybe 6 inches of flowing water over my trap because, you know, there's just kind of a deeper hole here right by where the culvert comes out. And then over this way, I dropped it like 6 inches, and then what I did is I took a cattail like this, like that guy, and I actually dipped that in my caster jar, the brown part of it, and had it standing so maybe 8 inches above the water at a little angle, poked into the side of my dam break here. Oh, he slid my brick. So my brick is right down here. I don't know, the beaver's right over here holding his breath. But yeah, he slid my brick. I kind of wondered if that wasn't going to happen. So we're going to try and see if I could actually, when I get this reset here, we're going to see if I can get it stake solid out over here. Like, since he slid my brick, he can get a ways. I don't know if he could get way the heck over there, but he must have been like throwing cattails or something way up here on the bank. He could get up to here, but he shouldn't be able to have got that far, because I only had you know, my brick was only to here. It's right here now, so he's only got 4 feet of slack. It's not the biggest beaver in the world. I imagine just a 2-year-old, which is what I expected was in here doing the, oh, he's moving. So the beaver's right here under the wire. There, he popped up. So his tail is right here. Right here's his head. Again, not the biggest beaver in the world here, but since he isn't dispatched, we're gonna get him dispatched here. I still haven't checked any of the sets on the other side of the road, but we're gonna get this guy dispatched right away here, and then we'll come back in here and remake it or whatever, but we'll go check all those first. But I don't know, he almost looks like just a year-old beaver. He's not very big. Because like I said, it's very hard to see. His head is right here, but his tail starts right here. I don't even know if it's that far over there. Let's see. His tail is actually right here, and his head is right here. There you go. Yeah, so right above my fingernail is his head sticking out of the water, but his tail is right here. He's not very big. I wonder if I just went under the water. I don't know. We're not going to mess with him here. I thought maybe I could scare him up onto the bank for you guys, but we'll get him dispatched here, and like I said, then we'll go over across the road and check the sets on the other side here. He's front foot caught in Bridger number 5, so typically if they get caught in that, they're pretty much there. So, but like I said, we'll get him dispatched here, and we'll check the other sets here. So the county's going to be pretty happy we got one more out of here, or got one out of here for him. So I'm happy to do it. So, all right, let's get him out of here. All right, everyone, so we got him dispatched, and I did go across the road and checked all the sets on the other side. Nothing's touched over there. Again, I figured if there was one beaver, that'd be it even in here, but we're gonna run traps for the next 2 days here. Maybe, just maybe, you gotta catch another one here. So again, this water is only like 2.5 feet deep right here, so I doubt that he was staying in this little section here, because the whole bank, all this is all rocks, like way out to here, up in this grass, like you see around the culvert. So, because they had trouble with it washing the culvert, or when the culvert was running more, it washed it out. So I doubt he had a bank den in here, but he could have come out of this big slough down below me here. So I just moved some of this grass, but he's kind of got the water running right here, which I'm going to actually try to plug that up some. And then right here is where I have my set. I basically dug this down, 6 inches or more, and have my set right there. But give you a quick look at him. So again, he slid my brick. Looks like he only went about halfway down the drowner, and then he slid my brick. So not ideal. Like I said, he must have been throwing cattails, because he can only get this far, over to about here, and he could chew on these cattails. That's how they got knocked down. So he must have been literally like scratching and throwing cattails over there to get him that far. But it is a 2-year-old beaver. Again, I'm trapping middle of the summer here, so he's a little smaller than they would be like in the fall. So I mean, there's that. Yeah, anyway, we'll get him out of here. This set's ain't gonna take too long. I brought a T-stake, so we're just gonna go back over here, pull my cable tight, and stake the brick down over here, stake her solid. Or just put a stake through one of the holes of the brick to hold it in place so they can't slide it again. Yeah, that's about all I got. Like I said, we'll get this guy out of here, get this set remade. It ain't gonna take too long, because again, this is all just like grass piled up in here, so it ain't gonna take too long to get my and you can kind of see the main water flow is right here, and it kind of goes around and snakes through here. So that's why I put my set here. It was running some over here yesterday too, but it running like here and then through these, kind of over off that way, but the main channel is right here, so that's why I had put my set right there to begin with. So like I said, I don't know if this is the last clip in this video, but on Sunday at very minimum, when I'm pulling sets, if we don't catch anything else, I'll turn you guys on and give you kind of an update of what's going on here. But bingo bango, got a nuisance beaver out of the way. I'm doing it right away in the morning here, so it's only like 65 degrees instead of 85 like last night when I was setting all these. So I'm still overheated. I took my sweatshirt off from when I filmed earlier to now, because it's hot out here. But all right, let's get this guy out of here. Let's get moved on. All right, everyone, welcome back. Today is Sunday. Yesterday I checked, and well, I was kind of checking all the last couple sets on the other side of the road here. A couple of the local landowners popped in just to see if I had caught him out of here, how things were going. Chatted for like 2 hours, which I didn't really have the time to do, but we did anyway. Yeah, and so funny thing is, yesterday nothing had been messed with. So you know, it was no big deal. Like I said, I checked everything, just made sure. I actually moved my 1 foothold on that side of the road into the water a little bit more, because what I had done is I had knocked a hole in the dam here to you know, kind of get them, if there was a beaver here, to get them like, hey, I gotta go plug that dam up and catch the beaver, which I did on Friday. Well, Friday I'm on my way home after I remade everything. Phone rings. Here's one of these local landowners. They're like, yeah, I hate to tell you, but I messed up one of your sets. I'm like, what? I was just there like literally under 10 minutes ago. He's like, yeah, I seen your truck drove by and I didn't think you were trapping yet. So he come and he was going to dig out the dam right here, and sure enough he comes in and clinks, bangs right onto one of my traps. He didn't set the trap off, but he had moved and he had like taken all this debris and kind of pushed it up on the side of the bank. But so I ended up having to turn around, come all the way back down, put my waders and stuff back on for 2 minutes to remake the set. But he felt really bad about it, but it was like, come on, man, I was just there. He knew I was supposed to be trapping, I guess. He just didn't realize, and I don't know. So yeah, he just wanted the dam knocked down. Let's try and let the water flow through here. So we're going to do that today, but something's not quite right, because I had this knocked out perfectly yesterday, and I had a, see, I don't know what's going on here. So my brick is right here. I hope you guys can see it. But I don't see an animal floating here. But this is completely destroyed from what it should have been here. And I haven't seen any live animals still sitting here. But I don't know what's going on here. So I do not know where my trap is. So what I had is about right in here. Oh, right here's my trap, I bet. Oh, I had a miss of something. That's my trap right there. Tangled up in all the weeds. I don't see any toenails or nothing in there. Had something caught enough that he tore up all the thing. He should have slid down the ground wire down to the brick here. So I got to pull the traps today because I can't check them this week. So, well, that's a bummer. So we're going to try and we'll get the weeds off of my trap here, obviously. And we're going to get this set pulled. And I'm going to knock, I think, a chunk of the dam out right over here, and we're gonna knock, I mean, good 3 feet of this out of here. All it is basically just this grass. The grass that was kind of growing along the side, this stuff. The beaver just had it kind of laid down in here, so all we're gonna do is something like this. So even like that, you know, we're, you know, get what I can out of here so it quits holding the water back. Like I said, it's just grass wadded in here. There ain't even much mud. But so I don't like this at all. Like I said, who knows what I had caught here. If it was a beaver, I'd be upset. But I do have other sets across the road over here, so I haven't checked any of them yet. This was the first one because I could tell it was disturbed. So yeah, like I said, nothing messed with any of them yesterday. Friday I had to come back down here and reset the one, so it's getting to be a little more of an adventure, these couple sets, than I expected it to be. But all right, we'll get the trap pulled out of here, we'll get this dug out, and I'll turn you on if I got anything across the road. Well, everyone, that's the end of the summer beaver trap in here, hopefully. So the miss I had down there when I got to pulling that trap out of them weeds, it was basically like 2 turns is about what the grass was wrapped around, and the trap was moving pretty freely and the swivel was moving freely on the trap. So whatever I had caught there must have just barely been toe caught or something. I'm even wondering if it wasn't a muskrat. But either way, on this side of the road I had basically a trail set in the channel, you know, where there's basically one spot where the water's flowing through there. I had a foothold on a caster mount on that side, and I had a conibear and a caster mount on this side. None of these were messed with. In the last day or so, the water's dropped like 3 or 4 inches more, so whatever I had caught must have been caught fairly towards morning here, because it was flowing pretty freely yesterday, because I had, you know, a 6-inch wide channel you know, probably 8-10 inches deep where I have my trap setting over there. So that's part of it too. My trap was like 8 or 10 inches under the water. So man, these little bugs are just terrible. So yeah, my trap over here was like, I had moved it yesterday because it was just so the water was covered. I mean, like when I walked, my waves of me walking through there, my pan was like half showing just from me walking around. So I moved it out and probably in 4 inches of water or so. And today it was like the exact same thing. Like my pan was just 1/4 inch underneath the water. So I drained quite a bit of water already. And like I said, so whatever got caught must have been, you know, fairly recently or towards morning here to plug it up finally. Because otherwise, like I said, it had to have been full in most of the night to get that much water drained out of here. So in the last, since Thursday till now it's Sunday, I bet I've drained 6 inches of water out of here. Over here, I should have maybe turned you back on when I was down there, but I didn't. So I'm not sure how well you could see it, but I'm not gonna walk down there. But like right here, I pulled this big wad of weeds up, and then this pile of weeds here, I got it probably 2.5 feet wide there, and it's better than a foot deep, and it's running pretty wide open right now. There's rocks on the bottom there, so that's why I think they ended up using the grass, just laid the grass down and then piled a little mud on there, which it wasn't even a lot of mud. It was more just grass and like chewed up cattails is all the dam was. So I literally just grabbed it, kind of peeled one way, peeled the other way, and then I kind of raked in the middle to get all the way down to the rocks. So we'll see if they come back and plug it up. They might call me again, but it's got to cool off before I'm coming back down here. I'm down here a little earlier, like an hour earlier, because she's gonna rain. The longer I've been here, the more it's thundering, so I'm glad I got everything pulled. I probably will get all the gear taken out of my truck when I get home because it's probably raining at home because I live north of here. So yeah, one catch for you guys. It's kind of all I thought was going to be in here. Like I said, this one here kind of, you know, irks me just a little bit. If that was a second beaver, well, I may have missed him. If nothing else, maybe he'll move out of here and quit damming this up for the time being. In the fall, we may set another set back in here because if the water's still this high, and if they start damming things up, obviously I'll be trying to trap them here again. But you know, like this is the spot I feel like I could put a caster mount in and leave it all season. You might catch one beaver, you might catch an otter, a mink, all that stuff just in a beaver set here. Again, as long as the water's deep enough or high enough that I can kind of get it hidden here and get deep enough water to either catch them in a conibear or drown them. So we'll probably try and have a beaver set here come fall regardless, because again, I think the beaver are living out there and they just happen to be coming up through here, and I kind of wonder if that again ain't why that set was set off again. Whatever was coming up from that big Sioux headed this way and then set that trap off. So you know, and like I said, that trap was like 6 or 8 inches under the water, but I knew the water was going to go down. So again, it's down like maybe 3 inches since yesterday. You know, so my trap may have only been 3 or 4 inches under the water instead of 6 or 8. So, you know, again, it could have been anything. I don't know. There's no toenails or nothing, and I'll show you. The trap is right here. I mean, I looked it over really good before I started really unwrapping the grass or anything. There's no toenails. There's no nothing. The jaws are shut completely tight. So just pure miss. Something pulled out of there. So must have just barely had them caught. So, but with that said, this video is over. Summer trapping 2024 is done. I appreciate you guys for watching Schmattz Outdoors. We'll see you in the fall.